Well, a John Cassavetes film can usually be guaranteed to be different from most others, and the only similarity between this evening's film that you've been watching and tomorrow's is that there are again three male stars. Ben Gazzara, Peter Falk and John Cassavetes play three husbands who, on learning of the death of a close friend, get very drunk and cannot face returning home or going back to work. In a state of alcoholic depression, they catch a plane for London in search of love, companionship and freedom. Husbands, tomorrow evening at 10:50. And now, if you're thinking of flying off anywhere, here's Michael Fish with the holiday weather.
Good evening to you. Today may well have been St Swithin's Day, and it rained in many parts of the country, but one thing is certain, it isn't going to rain for the next 40 days. In fact, there's some fine weather on the way for the weekend for many parts of the country, dry with a good deal of sunshine. But before we get to that, of course, we've got to get rid of this area of low pressure, and that even tomorrow will be uncomfortably close by, just out to the east of us. So we'll still have a few showers from it, but at least pressure is now rising out to the west, and that ridge of high pressure will move into the country to give, as I say, some reasonable weather for most parts over the weekend, although this weakish front will give perhaps a bit of cloud and the odd spot of rain further north. But let's look at the picture for midday tomorrow first of all, and as I said a while ago, we still have that area of low pressure not very far away. The wind's coming in from a somewhat cooler, fresher northwesterly point, and there's the front out to the west, and we'll get onto that in a minute, but really don't worry about it because there isn't going to be very much weather on it. And as far as the weather's concerned, actually tonight we've lost just about the last of the thundery rain, but there will still be some rain around in northeast England and eastern Scotland, and actually that'll still be there to start tomorrow, but during the course of the morning I think that rain will tend to edge away, and the weather in all those areas will then brighten up, and you'll eventually get some sunshine. And then really for just about the whole country, at least for a while, it'll be dry with a reasonable amount of sunshine. Temperatures will go up, of course, and as they go up, so cloud will once again begin to form, and as it bubbles up, so I think come afternoon it'll become thick enough just here and there to give one or two showers. I don't think the showers are going to be anywhere near as frequent or as heavy as they've been recently, but the odd one, I suppose, could be on the heavy side. Any showers, though, in these more northwestern parts will probably tend to die away, though, as the day goes on. Now, temperatures tomorrow will change because in most parts temperatures will be back to about the normal for the time of year, and that means in most of these eastern areas 21 centigrade 70 Fahrenheit is of course a good deal cooler and fresher than it's been of late. And then to look further afield at the outlook for the weekend, well, really for most of Europe, fairly simple: dry, sunny and hot. In fact, in the Mediterranean, very hot indeed, with the temperature in many places around about the 90 degrees Fahrenheit or even higher. In fact, in many parts of the Mediterranean in the last week, the temperature has been actually over the 100 degrees Fahrenheit mark. As you come further north, the weather will be somewhat cooler, but I think indeed most places will have a good deal of dry weather with some sunshine, and that applies equally to the British Isles, although the more northern areas will have some cloud from time to time, especially on Saturday with perhaps a spot or two of rain, but even they're brightening up as the weekend goes on. Scandinavia, though, not as hot or as settled as it has been recently, with some outbreaks of thundery rain. And if you are going across the Channel, the crossings and the sea, fairly smooth. Well, if you're going away this weekend, have a nice time, but for now, a very good night to you.
And looking forward to a fine day at Troon, Harry Carpenter introduces coverage of the second round of the Open Golf Championship tomorrow morning, beginning here on BBC1 at 10:55. And then our evening lineup begins at 6:50 with a film about one of the rarest and most powerful birds of prey in the world, to free an eagle. At 7:40, It Ain't Half Hot, Mum. There's more comedy with the Camp Concert Party. And then at 8:10, Normanby Hall Country Park, Scunthorpe, is the venue for Heat 5 of It's a Knockout. Those two female cops, Cagney and Lacey, are out to show that they're a mean match for the men when it comes to fighting crime on the streets of New York at 9:25, and then at 10:15, there are regional programs. Finally, our late film, a story about three husbands and their emotional response to the news of a friend's death, brings Friday evening here on BBC1 to a close. And just a reminder that with the start of the 88th season of the Proms tomorrow, there's coverage on Radio 3 beginning at 7:30 in the evening. It opens with Berlioz's opera The Trojans, spanning two prom concerts, the second part being on Sunday evening. And there are still seats for these two proms, best stalls at £10, or you can promenade for a mere 80p. Well, now, as we promenade off into the evening, let me tell you that the time is just coming up to 10 minutes past 12. Thank you for your company this evening, and we hope you'll join us sometime tomorrow evening. And now, a very good night to you. Good night.